So, hello, here we are back. Let's look at the situation. We still need one artifact to work on our mystery. We have two more attempts actually this turn to get it. First of all, we can try and get the these two monsters out of the way, and then hopefully solve this this research encounter. Or our friend here can try and and solve the puzzle box. We also have a rumor over here which requires 4 clues and which we need to really solve very quickly, because every time we have a reckoning, and we haven't had one in a good while, we lose 1 health. So let's see. At the moment we have no clue tokens between us. So we need to get clue tokens ASAP. There are, of course, a lot in reach, which is really good. So a couple of things we're going to do now is we're going to, first of all, we're going to try and get rid of these guys to look into a way of getting an artifact. But before we do this, we are going to make Jacqueline Fine our first player, and she's going to perform a rest action, which first of all gives her the possibility of getting rid of her hallucinations. So I'm going to roll a die, but as you know, my die rolling is appalling. And she fails, of course. Next up, she gets 1 health point back and 1 sanity. So that's good. And next up now, she's going to again, and this time around we're going to spend focus tokens. She's going to try and pass an observation -2, so she rolls 2 dice. And she passes, woohoo, we don't even have to do anything. So basically we use the puzzle box, the trinket. When you perform a rest action, you may attempt to open the puzzle box. If you pass, discard this card and gain 1 artifact. So we're going to discard this card and gain 1 artifact. And the artifact that we require is alien device artifact. So we'll have to find this. Livre Divin, Necronomicon, Alien Device, here we go. Was the third from the top. The Alien Device. Gain +3 when resolving spell effects. You may spend 1 sanity to reroll any number of dice when resolving a spell test as a part of a spell effect. That is very, very good. Now, let's see what we can do here. Because now what we need to do is we need to get to the Miskatonic outpost. And the question is, how do we get there? During the action phase, an investigator may move from Antarctica to Miskatonic outpost. Okay, so basically we could move to Antarctica and then, well, this is now the question. Because the crazed elder thing has a toughness of 5, and we will have to give this to our friend the blessed Zoe. So we're going to give the alien device to her, and what we're now going to do is let's see. We have a plumb the void, don't we? Okay, we are going to test lore. So Jacqueline Fine is going to test lore. And her lore is 4 + 2, it's 6. So she needs to test lore -1, so she rolls 5 dice. And if she passes, she can move an investigator to any of her choice to any space. Which would mean we would get to the crazed elder thing in one go. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. And she rolls one success, so that's good. So first of all, we move our Lady Zoe to Miskatonic Outpost, but now we also have to flip the card. One success, the ritual requires an exhausting amount of concentration. Lose one sanity. Well, that's not so bad, actually. That's not so bad at all. So we lose one sanity, but at least now we are where we need to be. So this is actually quite a neat feat. So, so that was her second action. Now we need to gain clues. So, first of all, she can't do anything else here, so she will now wait for the encounter phase. Lola Hayes is going to move one space. Well, first of all, she's going to do a... she's going to do... Yeah, she's going to do a rest action, and then she's going to move one space to this space here, and she's going to encounter this clue. Then we have our friend Akachi Onyele. She is already on a space with one clue, and she is going to perform a focus action. And she's also going to perform a rest action because, as you know, she got an internal injury last time, so she regains one health. And she's now going to roll one die, and if she rolls a 5 or a 6, and we know that I'm rolling terribly badly, so nothing's going to happen, but I'm going to use a different die this time round. So let's see what happens. On a 5 or 6, she loses her condition, and she rolls a 4, of course. So nothing happened here. Okay, so now I will move the camera. And we're now facing the Miskatonic Outpost. And here our friend is going to perform one focus action. And she's also going to use something she's never done before. And because she has the possibility as an action to get one task unique asset if she has less than 2. She has 0. So she's now going to get a unique asset as a task. Let's see, that's an ally task. Sacrifices to make. When you perform a focus action, you may spend 1 health to place 1 health on this card. Then you may flip this card. Okay, well, that may be not so bad. So she doesn't have to do it. Those tasks are, of course, completely voluntary. Okay, so she has performed this. We've never tried this before, so we'll see what happens next with this. So, okay, now is the encounter phase, and we'll see what happens. So first of all, I will move again to the mainland. And we will focus in on Jacqueline Fine, who will have an encounter in Buenos Aires. A mansion in Villa del Parque is adorned with gargoyles. One of them flies at you. Test strength. Well, her strength is only 1. We'll see. She has focus tokens. And she passes. Woohoo! Wow. If you pass, it shatters on the ground and you see runes on the remains. Gain 1 non-incantation spell. Okay, let's get the spell deck out. That's an incantation. Ritual. Blessings of Isis. Not too bad. Now we've got 2 of those. And by the same token, her partner in crime, her students of the arcane friend Lola, gets 1 as well, and she gets shriveling. So we have we've spells galore, as they say. Next up is our friend Lola. She's going to encounter this clue. So we draw a encounter card from the Rise of the Elder Things deck, and it's a sea encounter. Your ship has run aground on an uncharted island. You take the opportunity to explore while you wait for the tide. Test observation. Her observation is 2. And she has +1 die because she managed to fulfill her personal story. So she gets an additional die, so that's 3. And she also has 1 reroll opportunity. So let's see. Just gonna move. And she passes. Woohoo! Very good. She doesn't even need to do the reroll. That's brilliant. If you pass, you find a cache of soapstones. Gain this clue. Very good. So we gain this clue. Yeah, so that's that. Next up is our friend. Okay, so let's turn her over so she's easier to see. Akachi. She will encounter a clue in Jakarta. So we're going to again draw from the relevant deck. You pursue the thrall to the roof. You pursue the thrall to the roof of the hotel. He jumps off the edge and lands on the roof of an adjacent building. You gather yourself for a mighty leap. Test strength. Her strength is 2. And she has no rerolls. Let's just hope she passes. Oops, that one, oops, fell out. And it was a pass too. It's a fail. She's going to roll, she's going to re-roll, she's going to use her focus token. And she fails. If you fail, you unleash the Relic's Guardians. A Shoggoth monster ambushes you. Brilliant. That's what we wanted. A Shoggoth. Of all things. A Shoggoth. So, yes. That's brilliant. Here we go. Shoggoths have a toughness of 4, a will check 3, strength -2. This monster recovers all health on a reckoning. Brilliant. That's what we want. So I guess she now needs to encounter this monster. This is going to be really, really difficult, I suppose. And she has 0 things she can do, actually. Yeah. So, okay, let's do this, people. First of all, she has to test will. And her will is 4, so she rolls 4 dice, but she needs 3 successes really to not lose any sanity. And she fails, so she loses 3 sanity off the bat. And now she has to test strength. Her strength is 2. And she has a ritual dagger, which brings it up to 4. So she rolls 2 dice. If she doesn't get 2 successes, she loses 2 health. And she gets 1 success. Well, she gives 1, she puts 1 injury on the Shoggoth. The problem is if we have a thing the next round and a reckoning, that's highly likely it's going to recover all of its strength. Okay, let's see. So next up we have Zoe, who is encountering the crazed elder thing. First of all, she has to pass a will test, and also remember she's blessed. So will test first. And she has a will of 6 at this stage, plus 2 because she has the cross. So first of all, we're going to roll 6 dice. That's 1 success, 2 successes, and 2 more dice. Oops, that one came out. It would have been 2 successes. And wow, 4 successes. So this is really good because it means she doesn't lose any health, any mental health. Okay, now it's getting interesting. First of all, she has plus 4. Well, first of all, her strength is 5, so she gets 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice for her strength. She has a double-barreled shotgun, which gives her an additional 4 dice. 1, 2. I wonder where all of the dice went. 3, 4. She has a fight skill plus 1. Plus, she hasn't lost any sanity during the test, so she gets 2 additional dice when resolving the combat encounter. So she rolls a huge dice pool, and we take away 1 die. And we will see how this now goes. She needs 5 successes, and she's also blessed. So. Okay, so again, she has a strength of, because I think I made a mistake there, she has a strength of 5. She has 4 for the double-barreled shotgun. She gets 1 plus for the fight and plus 1. So 4, that's 10. 1 for the fight, plus 1 because she passed the test. Yeah, so we take 1 away. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's start. She's also blessed. Let's roll the first 4 dice. And that is 2 successes. Let's roll the next 2 dice. That is 1 success. Let's roll the next 2 dice. That is 1 success. She needs 5. No successes. 5 successes. She needed 5 successes. So this monster is dead, which is really good. And now, what does this mythos card, this mystery card actually say? At the end of the mythos phase, if the crazed elder thing epic monster has been defeated, solve this mystery. Okay. Now, we still have the possibility of making this encounter. So, we're going to draw an encounter card. Well, what do they actually... Okay, are these now... When you draw, what do they count as? Wilderness spaces? Or do you... Yeah, well, I guess they are wilderness spaces. Yeah. Or are these the ones that you take? No. Wilderness. You plumb the depths of the cave and discover an old book on a small altar. Test lore -1. Her lore is 4. She rolls 3 dice. And she passes with a 5 and a 6. If you pass, you notice runes of warding around the book and dispel them. Gain this clue and 1 random tome asset. That's not too bad. So first of all, we gain this clue. And we get 1 random tome asset. And we get the Tome of Secrets. Once per round, you may spend 1 focus in place of spending 1 clue. When you perform a focus action, recover 1 sanity. Not too bad. Very good. So, that was this round, and I believe it was actually highly successful. We have, well, kind of. We have solved 1 mystery, which is good. We have 1 clue, which is... No, 2 clues actually, which is halfway there. I believe that we will now end up with a reckoning, which is going to be difficult. But let's look at the Mythos card. And it's a reckoning, of course. So first of all, Omen advances. Let's look at the gates we have. None of them are green, so Doom does not advance. But this one, no, none of them are green, that's good. Reckoning. So first of all, Elder Things, nothing, followed by monsters. First of all, our friend, the Shoggoth, loses, regains its health. The Gnothkech, each investigator on this space loses 1 health. There isn't anybody, so that's good. The Dole moves 1 step closer to the nearest investigator, so it moves to space 7 to come close to Miss Fine. Everybody loses 1 health because of the rumor, and we put 1 health token on the rumor, which means that when we now solve it, we only need 3 clues. Next, checking possessions and conditions. So first of all, possessions. Let's start with our friend Miss Fine. She has an astral travel spell. She needs to test lore for this, so she rolls 4 dice. Oops, that one came out, unfortunately, because that would have been 3 successes. Let's see. Okay, let's do this differently. I don't know why they're suddenly so springy. So that's 2 successes, and we're going to roll again, because obviously the number of successes may be decisive, and 3 successes in all. So we turn over the card, and what happens? 3 successes. Expanding pursuit, evading pursuit and escaping restraints is trivial exercise. Discard a detained condition or pursuit condition. Oh, wow. She doesn't have any of those, but that would have been cool. Next up, her hallucination. She needs to test her will, which is 3. And she fails, so she needs to flip this card. Let's see what happens to her. Abducted. Everyone told you the beings were a figment of your imagination. Now the creatures have come in your dreams to steal your soul away to another world. Gain a lost in time and space condition. Okay, we haven't had one of those. Let's see how they work. And she's also not hallucinating anymore, because apparently, of course, these things are all real. Cursed, amnesia, hunger, dark, blah, lost in time and space. Here we go. Lost in time and space. Restriction. Remove your investigator token from the board. You are unaffected by other game effects and cannot move or perform actions. Instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card. Okay, so we're going to put her on her player tray and the card as well. And next time round, she will have an encounter. Instead of an encounter, she will resolve this card. Okay, next up is our friend Lola Hayes. She has nothing to look at. Same with Akachi. Well, her internal injury, she needs to test strength. And her strength is only 2. And she fails. Yeah, I think something, we looked at this before. She gains a hypothermia condition and then she dissolves, she loses this card. Hypothermia condition, here we go. Exposure. She needs to she needs to roll a die to 4, 5 or 6 to get rid of this card, which we will do next time round. But first she will have to move because she's actually sitting on the same space as a really serious monster, which will probably devour her next round if we don't do anything about it. And last but not least, our friend Zoe. First she rolls a die. And she rolls a 5, so it means she gets 1 clue because she has a research assistant. The markings of ISIS, there she needs to test law -1. Her lore is 4, I believe, yes. So she rolls 3 dice. 1, no success. 2, 1 success. And she has 1 success. And then flip this card. The markings drain your life force. Lose 1 sanity unless you discard 1 improvement token. No, we're just gonna lose 1. What was it? Sanity. Yeah, we're gonna lose 1 sanity because we've got sanity plenty. No, we're not gonna lose an improvement token. Sorry about that now. So, move. Okay, and now she needs to test her blessing. Let's see. And she fails, but that's not so bad because she can actually give it back to herself on the next round. And lastly, we will spawn a gate. And we spawn the gate in San Francisco. And we're going to draw a monster from the bag. So, occultist. Okay, now let's review. Okay, let's read the event. Perplexing stars. Before your very eyes, the stars shift in the night sky. Constellations break apart and reform, shattering your previous predictions of the omens. Move the omen counterclockwise by 1. Then advance doom by 1 for each gate for the game on the game board that corresponds to the current omen. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's blue. And we have plenty of blue. 1, 2, blue. Okay, so omen advances by 2. That's still not so horrible after all. Okay, now let's pull out and let's look at what we need to do. First of all, we also need to finish our mystery. Second mystery solved, so we draw the next one. An expedition compromised. Some members of the expedition crew had gone missing and have been acting strangely since their return. Geological and alien samples are disappearing or being destroyed in the night. When this card enters play, place the mystery token on Lake Camp and City of the Elder Things. After an investigator resolves a location encounter on Lake Camp or City of Elder Things, he may spend 1 clue to confront the agent of the Elder Things. If he spends the clue, a cultist monster ambushes him. If he defeats it, place 1 Eldritch token on this card. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to the number of investigators, solve this mystery. Okay, now, this is tough because, yeah, we only have 1 person in there, so yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to keep our friend down here. And she's going to start on this because she has 2 clue tokens. And in order to do this, she needs to go to the lake camp, for example, and she's only 1 space away from this. And she can also then try and bless herself first with the blessings of Isis. Lola has 1 clue token and Akachi has none. So Lola is going to Lola has one travel card, so she could, in theory, what's wisest? She could go down here and get this clue. And Akachi needs to move away from where she is, because otherwise she will be eaten by this Shoggoth. And yeah, she will move away from the Shoggoth, possibly to Shanghai, because from there she could actually... Well, I mean, she's not going to get any clues, so it's not going to make any difference. Does she have any travel tokens? She doesn't. Well, I mean, she can go to Shanghai and just basically regain her composure, as it were. And we will just ignore this rumor for the time being. Yeah, so Lola is going to take a rest action, and then she's going to move to get a clue. Akachi is going to go to Shanghai and rest. And yeah. And yes, so that's a way of doing it. Okay, so we'll see how that works out next time. Bye bye.